Hi everyone, my name is Jennifer Mujumbi from Diverse Minds Uganda. So today I thought I'll just clear some confusion about autism. Some people seem to still think it's a disease. Autism is not a disease, and most people are asking me, what can you do to cure it? At the moment there's no cure, but there are ways that you can help your children or an individual who is living with autism to function and navigate the world, and you make it easier for them. I always give a comparison between autism and for example, visual impairment or blindness. So for example, there are many people who are born blind, or some of them have visual impairment, but when they are born, normally there will be signs. There are signs where you can see, your child can see properly. And when you see those signs, just like how you see autism, where you can see the child has delayed speech, they have no eye contact, they have repetitive behavior, they can't sleep. There are many red flags. What do you do? If it's in the case of someone who is blind or has visual issues, normally you go to the optician. So why can if you identify your child, if you know that, if you see the red flags, it would be best to go and see the necessary doctors, for example, like child psychologists, than just waiting and hoping that the problem will just go away. Just like the way you can sit there and wait and hope that your child, the blindness, will go away. So also autism has different levels. There are those who are severe, there are those who are in the middle, like moderate, and then there are those ones who are high functioning. Now let's go back to an example of people who have visual impairment. Maybe some people are born completely blind. They'll never see, no matter how much you try. But you can still equip them and help them use some tools available and training to make them, navigate this world. Same as autism, there are those ones who have severe, maybe they will struggle too much to understand and to make sense of this world, but still they can still go for therapies. They can go for, just all of them can go for occupational therapists, speech and language therapist, and ABA. And you as a parent, there's a lot you can do to train these children to navigate the world and to feel comfortable. Right, so if we go on the moderate autism, these ones, they can have communication delay, they may not interact, they might speak, maybe delay to speak, but still speak. They may understand, but they have other struggles. They might go to school and even study, but they may not be at the same pace like other children. Still, you need to equip them. You still need to support them. They still have to learn at their rate. I always ask that. For example, the blind people, do we put them in the same schools like we put other kids? No. Do we teach them the same way we teach neurotypical children? No. They have their schools, especially in Uganda, and they learn in a different way how to read. So the same way with autistic people, they can be supported, and they need to learn in a different way because there's a way they learn. For example, they may not be able to sit for a long time. They might be in class where the teacher is teaching. They might be looking behind or just fidgeting around, steaming, flapping their hands or what. But that doesn't mean that they are not learning. They need patience. They have different styles of learning. So just like the way there's a way that you can teach people who are blind to read and write, it's the same way. If we have trained teachers and other resources, our children can be taught and they can still learn and just be useful members of society. Also, I would just like to compare it like people who have partial visual impairment. They wear glasses. Maybe they can do, some people do laser treatment. That does not take away their disability. They are still disabled. Same as children who are somewhere in the middle. They are not high functioning. They are not severe. So just because they are functioning, it doesn't mean that the disability goes away. They still need support and they still need help. So I'll give you an example of myself. Some people can have issues with their vision, but they will never know. But they will struggle in life, but they will fit in the society. They will figure out how to read. Struggle with their vision, but they can still read and and navigate the world. So same as me, I didn't know I had an issue with one eye until I went to the optician. But that didn't stop me from reading. As you can see, I'm not wearing glasses, and I'm supposed to be wearing them. But I'm used to life. I managed to live without wearing glasses. Same as some people have autism and they don't know. But they've, somehow they've adopted to the environment, and, they struggle a bit, but they are managing basically. And there's what they call masking, especially it's common in women. There's a way they can hide their autism, but when they go home, they are overwhelmed, they just cry, they don't understand where they are different from other people. So, but no one is ashamed to say, oh, I am blind in one eye. But most people are not speaking out. They're not talking about autism because of the stigma. So if we can stop that one, if we can have role models, if we can have people coming out and say, look, I think I also have autism, maybe go for assessment and may find they're autistic. If we can have role models, then we have nothing to be ashamed of, and then we can have more influence and help other autistic people. Then there are these high-functioning autistic people. Some of them, they don't like actually to say that autism is a disability. They think it's a gift. These ones excel, especially in mathematics and other areas. They are high functioning, but they have their struggles. They can have, for example, sensory processing issues where they can't tolerate noise and certain smells, or they may not like interacting with people. They like doing things on their own, but it doesn't stop them from being autistic, and most of them suffer from depression. They suffer from depression, and they say most teenagers end up being suicidal. So they still need help. And also you find them, they're educated, they excelled in school, but they cannot keep a job. They can't keep a job. They can't organize their lives. They can't settle down in marriage. But if they have a bit of support, really they can really navigate life. So I think what I'm trying to say is, autism, everyone presents in different ways. Once you've seen, just like the way you see people who wear glasses, if you have a problem with your eyes, it doesn't mean that everyone can wear your glasses. You can't share, your lenses are different from every other person. Same as people with autism. It doesn't mean that if you know one person with autism, you know all of them, and they all have different levels, just like how you see people who wear glasses have different lenses. So you can't just say, oh, because this person presents like this, they have autism. Just maybe because my kid is struggling with interaction and this and that, but excelling in school, they are not autistic. No, the best way to do, if you're a parent out there and and you can see things that you don't understand, you suspect it might be autism, the best thing to do is to get them assessed and get them help and love them. Love them, give them support as much as you can. Most of us, parents, I know we are overwhelmed, but, if you can afford to do speech and language therapy, occupational therapist, and have some therapists to help you, we tend just to relax and leave it to them. But you're a person who knows your child really well. Yeah, get involved. Get involved in everything, in their education. Do not be afraid. Be their support, be their advocate. Try the best you can, because you know your child more than anyone. And the more you put in these children, the best that comes out of them. Watch these therapists, what they do, and continue it, because these therapists will be there for just a very short time, but you're with your children most of the time. So try a few things that they're doing. Educate yourself. Every workshop that you can access, go for it. Also accept your child. That's the beginning. Accept that they are different. Me, I have 2 children who are autistic, and they are completely different. They have different strengths. They have different weaknesses. So just accept that your child is different and support them. Love them the way they are. Also raise awareness. If you don't explain to people what's going on with your child, they will just guess. If you don't give it a name and say, he has autism, they will give it a name. They will call them Zento, they will call them mad, they will call them whatever they want. They say autism is not the problem, it's the ignorance that is out there. I think it's high time the society accepted that there's autism, that there are people who are different. Try to educate yourself and accept these people and help them live a meaningful life. I hope we can in near future, we can see a lot of changes in workplaces, in education, especially. I keep saying the way we set exams, just like I gave an example of people who are blind. When UNEB is setting exams, I'm sure they set them in a different way for them. But for autistic people, I don't see why they should have the same standard of exams like the rest of the nation. Thanks so much, and see you next time.